Greetings everybody, 'tis I, 480 volts. I've got a funny story to tell you today. Well, it's a funny story with a serious message attached to it. So let's go ahead and get the serious message part out of the way first. Parents, the internet is full of bad people and bad information. I'm talking about really bad people, like those kind of people. Guard your children. Monitor their access on the internet. Know what they are looking at. Know who they are talking to. Please, please, please. And I'm being 100% serious. I'm not being silly. Please be careful with your children because they can meet some terrible people on the internet and they can see some questionable things on the internet. You already know this, but I have to say it. I have to include it. That's my little soapbox. The story that I'm about to tell you could have had a very bad ending, but thankfully it didn't. Thankfully it had a very amusing ending, so no harm was done. So let's laugh about it, shall we? So as many of you may or may not know, I've recently joined several Facebook groups that are dedicated to helping smaller YouTubers grow their channel and that kind of stuff, and just interact and all this and that and all the other. I help run a few of these groups, and of course we have certain rules that you must follow, and well, whenever you have rules, you get people, inevitably, that desire to break said rules. So we've had our fair share of banning rule breakers on these groups, as you might expect. I've never seen somebody getting banned from a site in such an amusing way as this. So here's how it went down. So we're in this group, this YouTube dedicated Facebook group, and this guy comes in and he starts asking some questions. And this guy, I'm going to protect his name, piece of scumbag though he is. I'm going to not tell you his real name. Instead, I'll come up with some other name for him, just totally off the top of my head. Let's see, let's call him Quagmire. Alright, so now you can already guess where this is going now, right? So Quagmire comes up and he starts asking some questions. He asks a question on the post, on the group. He basically says, like, what kind of content would you guys like to see, right? So people start, bouncing different ideas. Well, I throw my 2 cents in there. I'm mostly gaming and music, but I like to watch a variety of content. And so we're going back and forth, and, he's asking different questions here and there. A couple of other people chime in. And then there was this one member with which Quagmire took things just a little too far. He started asking her some questions. Those kind of questions. Questionable questions. Just for the record, this member he was talking to happens to be a very young girl. And when I say young, I mean too young for him to be asking said questions. So somewhere along the line, he asks her how old she is. And she tells him how old she is. Now, rather than simply quitting right there and saying, okay, we'll have fun, he keeps on going. And he starts saying things like, I'd like to make a video with you. I'd like to I'm trying to remember what he said. I think he said he wanted to make a video based on a romantic story about them, like about him and her, or something like that, something to that effect, something really creepy, right? So she very sensibly informed us, basically screenshotted it, and she sent it to us and said, hey, look, dude here is being creepy, I don't feel comfortable, this and that and all the other. So the main admin of this group, and again, I'm going to protect his name too, we'll call him Billy. That's not his name, but we'll just, for the purpose of this video, he will be referred to as Billy. So Billy, very sensibly, bans Quagmire, alright? And we think that's the end of it, right? And, so we're going, we're about our business, right? And then Billy starts getting messages from Quagmire saying things like, hey man, I can't seem to access your group anymore. What happened? It's weird. It won't let me access the page. I wonder why that happened. I have no idea why that happened, Sir Quagmire. So Billy, he asks us, he goes, so what? Do I tell him he's being a creep or what? And we're like, yeah, go for it. So Billy sends him a message saying something along the lines of, we're sorry, we've reviewed some dialogue that has taken place between you and other members, and we have come to the conclusion that you are a pervy, creepy little turd-head and have no place in this group. You have been banned. Do not try to contact us, the admins, or any other members, or we will report you. For the next five minutes, he continuously messages Billy saying, "Hey man, I wasn't gonna do anything. I just wanted to talk to her. That's all. I wanted to make a video collab with her." Yeah, I'll bet you did. And Billy's not answering him, right? And he keeps on going. No, just let me back in. I'll be good. I won't break any more rules. I won't talk to her. I won't talk to anybody else. Come on, man. Come on, man. For 5 minutes, he kept doing this, and Billy's just egging him on too. Billy's like checking the messages. He's clicking on them to make sure that Quagmire can see that Billy has indeed read the messages, but he's not answering them. It's like, I hear you, I'm not answering you, basically. And he keeps on going, "Come on, man, let me in." And we're laughing our butts off. For some reason, Sloth from the Goonies pops into my head. Hey, you guys! And we're laughing. Seriously, at one point, dude sends him a bunch of stickers with the crying face with tears pouring out of the eyes. He sends him a bunch of those with the hands clasped together underneath them. So we see this, we're like, oh my gosh, he is legitimately begging to come back into the group. We're just laughing. We're laughing our butts off at this guy. All I could think of was, you remember back in the day when you were young, maybe not too long ago, but you were with your friends and your whole group of friends, your whole circle of friends. You're all hanging out, having fun. There's that one kid, you all know that one kid that's not really with it, that's not really cool with y'all, that's not really down with what you're into or whatever you call it. And, even if you don't make fun of him per se, you don't really include him, but he kind of doesn't realize that he's not cool with y'all, And he kind of tags along with you. And he's with y'all, and y'all pretty much, the whole group unanimously decides to go somewhere else, leave him, and the kid's oblivious, and he tags along after you, and he went, "Wait up, guys, wait for me!" Yeah, you all remember that kid? You all know that kid. You remember that kid. I remember that kid. I was that kid. But anyway, so that's all I could think of. I was like, dude does not get it. Like, he's been banned. We told him he's been banned. Don't contact us again. He does not get it, and he's legitimately begging to come back in. So finally, Billy just sends him thumbs up, and Quagmire goes, "What?" And Billy says, "Dude, we're all laughing at you, right? Like, we are all legitimately reading your messages, and we are laughing our butts off at you. Thanks for giving us a good laugh." And then he blocked Quagmire, and that was the end of that. That took a turn for the funny. Now, I say all that, once more, I'm going to head back to the serious message part. As funny as that is, that really could have had a bad ending to it, because the member he was talking to, that he was asking the questions of, thank goodness she was smart enough to bring it to our attention. Some other kids might not be so smart, and it could have escalated into something way worse, and could have gotten just way out of control. Thank goodness she brought it to our attention, and no harm was done, and in the end we were all able to laugh at it, because I've seen people come back after being banned being like, "Why did you ban me?" Because you broke the rules. And they get all ticked off and they storm off in a huff. But I don't think I've ever seen somebody come back begging to come back into the group. Like, "Guys, please let me back in. I'll be good, I promise." Anyway, we all had a great laugh over it. I hope y'all found listening to this story as amusing as I thought it was when it actually happened. So, lesson of the story. 3 lessons to learn from this story. A, if you're approached by creepy, pervy Turd-Head, always let somebody know. B, don't be creepy, pervy Turd-Head. Don't be creeping on other people, especially really young people. Don't be creeping on anybody in general. Like, just don't be a creep. And 3, if you have to be a creep, at least be that creep, so that way the rest of us can laugh at you. Alright, thank y'all for listening to my ramblings. I'm out. Peace out. See you later.